But there is a song that we sing in this church that I love. In fact, it's written by one of my favorite worship leaders / artists, John Mark McMillan. And it's called King of My Heart. And in King of My Heart, there is a bridge that is saying on repeat, you're never gonna let, you're never gonna let, you're never gonna let me down. And I've had fun conversations with our worship leaders in moments of honesty and vulnerability where I tell them, I gotta be honest, when I sing that song, I raise my hands and I sing, you're always gonna let, you're always gonna let, and you're always gonna let me down. And here's why I say that. Because although Jesus has never let me down, my assumptions about what he would do constantly lets me down. My assumptions of what I presume God is supposed to do, that lets me down, and it crushes and it breaks my heart. And when it happens, I think it's God letting me down. So I don't sing it that way all the time, but when I do, I sing, you're always gonna let me down, and then I pray and I thank you for it. Because my assumptions about what I think and want from you are still coming from a finite mind, and they do not honor the majesty and the sovereignty and the infinitude of who you are. And the only way I get pulled out of that is whenever one of those expectations fail me, because life circumstance is larger than the belief I had about God's grace. And in that moment of being let down, the ideology lets me down, but the God never does. Because although Jesus has never let me down, my assumptions about what he would do constantly lets me down.